Alright, so this is hilarious and terrifying all at once. AOC is attacking capitalism for the contrast between the recent surge in the Dow, while at the same time we're seeing this recent surge in unemployment. Now, this is the kind of ridiculously ignorant stuff you should expect from some dark corner of some Marxist subreddit somewhere, coming from someone who hasn't the slightest clue of what they're talking about. But I have to remind myself AOC is in Congress, so I should expect to see this kind of stuff out in the open more often than not now, which is good. Let's get it all out, get all the bad, ill-informed nonsense out, and maybe we can get over this stuff. Because AOC sent out this picture of the Dow's best week since 1938, which, in case she's not aware, the Dow and the stock market have nothing to do, at this point, with anything resembling capitalism or a free market. It is government and government creations manipulating it all. I mean, it is the Federal Reserve's direct stated goal to keep asset prices high, meaning in part the stock market. The Federal Reserve has government-granted influence over the stock market. This isn't a secret. It's widely known, except for those who got their bachelor's in economics from Boston University, apparently. I guess they didn't teach that, or she didn't go to class that day. I don't know, but I mean, the Federal Reserve could tank the stock market tomorrow if it wanted. Just raise interest rates to 4 or 5% and watch the stock market go into a tailspin, because they have, as I said, government-granted influence, which are not words you would ever use when describing capitalism. Capitalism, which is antithetical to government, as capitalism refers to private interaction, whereas government is public, forced, and coercive action. It's pretty simple, actually. The Dow, the stock market, they have nothing to do with the free market and everything to do with Fed manipulation. They say it outright. As I said, it's not a secret. They blatantly say we want some healthy inflation, we want asset prices high, so our interest rate policy will reflect our goals. That is not free market anything, and to be in Congress and not at least know that is completely unforgivable, but also sadly predictable. Of course she doesn't know what she's talking about. You don't need to know jack to get elected, apparently. Just promise free crap and you've got a shot. But so what else does she say? Well, perhaps the more ridiculous thing she's saying is that she blames, quote, late-stage capitalism for the unemployment numbers skyrocketing. I mean, it's tough to decide on what the most ridiculous statement AOC has ever said is, but I think this might be it. This might be the craziest nonsense I've ever seen from her, as if the unemployment numbers skyrocketing right now has anything whatsoever to do with a private free market system. I seem to remember the government forcibly shutting businesses down and forbidding them from opening. I seem to remember businesses being threatened with fines if they were caught doing business. I think I remember governors asking citizens to snitch on business owners for daring to go against their mandates to close up shop. Okay, so let's figure this out, AOC. Government forbids businesses from opening. Government threatens businesses with fines and even possible imprisonment if they insist on staying open. This destroys those businesses and directly prevents people from going to work, and so therefore they become unemployed, and this is capitalism. How? Considering it all comes from government? It isn't capitalism, because as I said, capitalism is private interaction, and government is public action. It was public government threats that shut these businesses down, prevented economic activity from taking place, and forced these employees from going to work. I swear, I don't know if you've ever seen that video of Hugo Chavez walking around and pointing to businesses saying expropriated, expropriated, expropriated. Basically, he was just taking over all these businesses. I think AOC is so ill-equipped as a critical thinker that she would see that and somehow flip it around and say that it's the fault of capitalism, despite the fact that it was a government decree in Venezuela committing that act of aggression and causing those businesses to go away. I swear, I try my best to not be insulting for the sake of just insulting people, but damn, does AOC make it hard to do that. This is about as insane as saying that capitalism failed the alcoholic beverage industry when government implemented prohibition in the 20s and 30s. Government forbade the production and distribution of alcohol, the industry got shoved down into a bloody, violent black market, and I would bet AOC would say it's therefore capitalism's fault, somehow. She is as ignorant as a person could possibly be. But that is all for now. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this video with any AOC supporters, and please take it easy.